All right, so if you hadn't guessed from the last couple of weeks of classes, I'm a big fan of a cross grip from closed guard. So again, like last couple of weeks, we've been working on this cross grip, working on a variety of different things like sweeps, back takes, submissions. So we're going to kind of just wrap that up this week. Today we're going to focus around omoplata and possibly triangle as well if we have enough time. And on Wednesday, we're going to look at the transition from this position into K-guard, if you've played any K-guard before. So, as we've been doing, we're looking to try and get this cross grip. So right arm to right arm. If my partner has gripped my gi, I'm still looking to grip and snap and break the grip off. So today what we're going to initially do is we're going to look for an underhook on this leg here. If he's sitting real heavy on his butt like he is right now, I'm going to need to use my knees to pull him forwards. So I pull him forwards and I go for this nice deep underhook position here on my partner. So for this first one, we're going to just look for the omoplata. We're going to do two different variations of the omoplata entry, one with a submission and one with a sweep. So the first one we're going to do is we're just going to pull the arm into our hip here, center up our hips, and then we're going to kick the leg straight and away. So first of all, the submission. I need to come out from underneath this arm because I've got good control of the shoulder. Be real heavy here. Can you come back up there for me, Craig? If I don't have good control of the shoulder and I try to sit myself up, he's just going to posture himself and take himself out of the position. So I'm going to need to get nice heavy legs on the shoulder, take my arm out, sit myself up and go across to this far hip. Now, if he's already flattened out, great. If he's still up on his knees, can you come up onto your knees again for me, please? We're going to need to try to flatten him out if we can. So sometimes you can do that with beginners just by grabbing the hip, pulling away. Most of the time, when you've got someone half decent at jiu-jitsu, that's not going to work because they're just going to follow. One detail that I like is a switch of the arms for this. So we're going to take the arm across the far hip, block the near side knee, and then instead of just moving to the side, we're going to rotate. So I'm going to take my butt around my feet to pull him flat down to the floor. Legs go to the outside, hook onto the far shoulder, and then lift up slowly for the finish. So that's what we're going to start with here. So we've got the cross grip. If we need to, we can pull him forwards a little bit underneath the leg. Then we're going to kick through. Nice heavy foot onto the shoulder. Arm comes out. If you can grab the belt or reach across to the far hip, set ourselves up. If he's up still, switch the hands, block the knee, pull his hips down. Really make sure that this hand stays nice and tight. Legs go to the outside, then lift up. This last part here, just be careful at how fast you lift yourself up. A lot of pressure on the shoulder. If I just rip myself forwards, I'll cause some damage. So just nice and slowly up for the finish. Okay, so let's start with that nice simple little entry, cross grip. We're going for underhook on the same side as the arm that I've got a hold of, and see if we can put ourselves into the omoplata. Let's start with that. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. Okay, so just a little troubleshoot on that. When we get this cross grip here, if I start diving underneath and kind of do this in bit parts, sometimes like my partner, if I get my partner's leg off the floor, he'll put his hand down. And we can't now easily get our leg out. We can give him a little kick with our leg, create enough space for the foot to come out. But if we can, his hand is going to be on the body. If he's half decent at jiu-jitsu, his hand's going to be on the body. So when I make the grip, if we can do it all in one go. So as I dive underneath, I'm going to swing this leg out. Then I can get my leg past his hand before the hand drops onto the floor. But of course, if I start kicking him in this direction, he's going to put his hand onto the floor. He will. And now it makes it a little difficult for me to get this leg out. But if I can grab, dive, and get this leg wide early, then it's a little bit easier for me to swing through into the omoplata and his hand's not going to get in the way. So this is probably my absolute most favorite thing to do, and probably the thing that I've hit the most from my closed guard with this sort of guard play with the cross grip. And we're going to go for the omoplata sweep rather than the omoplata. So we're going to kick out straight like we did before, but we're going to just roll our partner over the top. So we're just going to stay flat. We're basically like laying next to each other. I've got the two grips and I just roll myself over. It is done a little easier with a bit of momentum. Once we get to this position, sit heavy on their shoulder. Should be really difficult for them to do anything escaping wise. Like this can just be a nice position where we can just chill for a minute. Lots of different options for us to hit from here. If we want to be really dirty, we can go for a little wrist lock. Normally what I would do is I would just place my hand down into like this reverse side control position, sprawl myself back, get the control, block the hips, so when he tries to bring his legs back to the inside, I've got the control, hips back, and then one possible entry is we can pull the legs, step over the top, and pull ourselves around into the mount position. It depends on what you like to play, really. You might not be a mount player, and then you don't want to get there in the first place. But a nice, easy way is just to put the arm to the inside of their arm and sprawl ourselves just down into that reverse side control. Okay, so his arms are on. I make the grip. I'm diving underneath, and I'm going to flare this leg. Straight. And we just roll through with them into the sweep. Sit heavy onto the shoulder, arm goes down to the side, sprawl your hips out. Make sure this hand goes down to the hip to block. If that hand's not there, when I start to center up, it's just going to be easy recovery for him. So we want to have this hand down by the hip. So even if I start to center myself up, he tries to move his hips, bring his knees to the inside, and I have great control over those hips. One more time. Okay, so we grip, through, pull in, or if you want to get real fancy, we can re-roll for the Omoplata and finish. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, let's go.